What's going on, everybody? It's boy Wisco Madman coming at you. I just want to start out this review with saying that the Squid Game is an absolutely great show. I loved it overall. It definitely made me think. It had a couple twists and turns throughout it. But without further ado, I'm going to say that there's spoiler alert. I will get into details here. Anything past this point, if you haven't seen the show yet, I don't recommend watching this part of the show. So, I gotta say that, you start watching the show and these games are just absolutely horrific. Some people just might not be able to watch things like this. Me personally, I kind of compared it to the Saw movies real quick. I would say that it's a much more modern, less serial killer related type thing, and more your own consequences kind of thing. A lot more your own consequences kind of thing. These people are all gamblers who clearly have an addiction. There's a reason they're in this situation, and it continuously goes down said path of just showing what people are willing to do to each other. And it's not just gamblers. This, as the games go on and as different things happen, it really shows a structure to society. It shows the different types of people and what people are willing to do to each other. And, the part that got me is the fact that they allowed the bully gangster wannabe guy to go ahead and make it all the way close to the end. That was unfathomable to me. The fact that they put so much value on a person's strength. And don't get me wrong, strength has its value, but come on. So, the fact that that character just made it so far is... There were people who died out in ways that teams were picked and whatnot that just kind of blew my mind, man. But the biggest part of it really just is the interaction and the showing how ultimately people within society will look out for themselves. Sadly enough, it sounds like this nihilistic view or this very negative view of society, but it's the truth. With a few exceptions, when it comes down to it, every single other person on this earth, especially in bigger cities, will choose themselves and their family ahead of anybody else. Let that sink in, because that's the truth. There's your few exceptions. There's those moments of people that feel kindness and will, feel some sort of paying it forward type thing. But the honest truth is, when it comes down to it, nobody says, I want to get rich to help other people. Not really. Most people want money so they can keep it to themselves, so they don't have to worry, and they can go about doing their own thing. They're worried about themselves. Because when it came down to it, when it came down to life or death, the bridge was a perfect example of that. The way people would screw each other over and throw each other into the glass panes and break them with another person's body, basically test them out with another person's body. And it didn't even faze them. Fuck it, it's him or me. How many times have you heard that one? Him or me? So, yeah, it's pretty despicable. It's pretty upsetting. And I can honestly say, myself, I have a moral code that I follow. I've done a video on moral codes before. And you wouldn't catch me being like that. I would probably be more along the lines of somebody to build a team and try to find a way that we could all make it. Yeah, I can't throw somebody under the bus for fucking money. Just, no. Nope. Not gonna happen. And of course, one pick out, I've done this video as well, talking about Netflix and their slant and their way of throwing their manipulation on things. But of course, this whole event was done in aspect of trying to show that the rich white guy, and if you actually pay attention, the people behind the mask, most of them, and I'm pretty sure all of them, were white. Go figure. Netflix throwing out the big bad rich white guy is, stepping all over you. Kind of a nihilistic view if you ask me, but hey. Yeah, man, it's a great show. It makes you think. It really gets you into it. I actually made a video yesterday on the North Korea, or the Korea in general, but South Korea obviously, because that's where this show was shot. But it made me think, because I seen so many Christian references. I seen guys on corners holding up a cross and preaching God's word on street corners like they would in the United States, and just found it odd. Couldn't figure it out. And obviously I know, the United States backs South Korea. I understand that. But I had no idea how much influence we had. So yeah, this is the show that actually kind of pointed that out to me, that prior to the Korean War, prior to World War II, Korea was not very Christian. That wasn't their main religion. That's not part of their culture. That's part of their culture because of the United States. Period. Red, white, and blue all the way. Yeah, I know, I'm wearing red, white, and blue shirt. Understand, I'm still a patriot to the end. But I understand the wrongs that our country has done, and the manipulation that our country does. So, yeah, this is a must watch, man. It really is. I hope they actually do end up coming up with more seasons. I thought it was a great twist at the end. Again, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the last episode, okay, now you had your chance to shut it off. Then the greatest twist of it all was when the old man, number one, ends up being the guy that runs it all. He ends up being the head boss. And I just thought it was interesting. I don't think their explanation, his reasoning of why, was good enough. I really don't. I think they could have thought up a little better script on that. I think it just left it open. It didn't seem like, whatever. But I did find it kind of interesting that they played the whole idea that the old man found it more entertaining that he would feel something more if he competed in the games. I thought that part was pretty cool. I really did. But yeah, man. So, if you watched all this and you haven't watched the show, go and watch it. Pretty good. It really is. This has been your boy, Wisco Madman. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.